Yo, what's going on, Hustle Gang? Welcome back. It's yours truly, Hustling Jules. Today we're making two videos today. We're on the road. We're grinding, baby. We grinding. So, you guys are new here. I'm Hustling Jules. I cover anything from my likes, my interests, and my hobbies. Today we're going to be talking about how to get comfortable carrying one racked in the slide, in the chamber, in the pipe. How do you go about that? What's the process like? How to remove that doubt that this thing is going to go bang. So let's go and dive right into it. Okay, always to remember. Always treat a firearm like it's loaded. 2, never point at anything you don't want to shoot to destroy. There's more rules involved. And then, of course, you have about 5 safeties. The first safety is right between your ears. Something called in your head, your brain. It's like, I'm only going to shoot if I have to. My life's on the line. Second one's going to be this thing right here. You know this little finger? If this is not on the trigger, that's your safety. So that's already 2. Safe, not safe, safe, not safe, 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 not safe, not safe. Whoa! Simple. Then you have guns like the Glock, which it has about 3 safeties in it. So we're going to start off with the Glock. You have the trigger safety, you have the firing pin safety, and you have the drop safety. There's 3 safeties. So the first one's going to be the trigger safety. Got to make sure nothing's in here. See? Finger discipline. There we go. We're always checking to see if there's anything inside the barrel, anything in the chamber. So, the trigger safety. It's right inside the trigger. It's a little lever. Not sure if you guys can see that too well. It's a little lever above the trigger. Now, if you were just to hit the trigger, it's not going to fire. But if you hit that trigger safety, and then you squeeze, it's going to allow you to release that firing pin. But in order to even do so, on top of the trigger safety, you have to give us about 5 pounds of pressure. Whoa! You gotta give us about 5 pounds of pressure. So, there you go. That's another safety right there. If I'm not squeezing that trigger safety, it's not going nowhere. It doesn't matter how hard I hit that thing. It's not. When I hit that trigger safety, nothing wrong with keep checking. Nothing wrong with that. It's always about safety. It's always that peace of mind. And then I go ahead and squeeze that thing. Now it's going to release. Now the second one is the firing pin safety. Okay, so let's talk about the firing pin safety. So it mechanically blocks the firing pin from moving forward. Now how does it work? So in order for the firing pin to move out the way, you have to squeeze on the trigger. And not just the trigger, remember we have the trigger safety. So when you squeeze on that trigger safety and it's almost about to release, that's when the firing pin safety gets up and out the way, allowing for the firing pin to get ready to release. Now let's say you don't fully squeeze that trigger and you let go, that firing safety pin is going to go back into place and re-engage. This is all mechanically, so it's always going to work. And of course, always inspect your guns, of course. Talk about the last safety on the Glock, the drop safety. Now it involves the trigger bar, which sits on top of the safety ramp. Now how does it work? What does it do? So, until the trigger is being squeezed, the trigger bar doesn't drop. And then when you do start squeezing the trigger, that's when it starts to drop, and it allows the firing pin to go all the way through. So, boom, we have safeties. People think just because it's a striker fired gun, you pull the trigger and you're good to go. That's not exactly how it works. Now, that's just how the Glock works. Now, I have here a Sig M18. And this one in particular, it's a striker-fired pistol as well, but it has a manual safety right here in the back. You flip it up, safe, down, not safe. And the same thing, unless you start squeezing this trigger, it's not going to fire. Let's go ahead and talk about how to get more comfortable besides doing the research. Most importantly is doing the research, learning how your firearm works, what safeties are in play. And of course, you got to think, guys. You have to think. You have to be cognitive of what you're doing. You got to have proper finger discipline. You always have to know that. Okay, so how do we get more comfortable? Well, for me, it was a slow step. It took me a couple steps. At first, I always had my pistol on me. I have the cartridges in the mag. I didn't have it racked yet. Got comfortable walking around with my gun on my hip. I carry appendix, so I was a little kind of worried there when I first came along to the pistol world, firearm world. And I was like, yo, I could blow some important things off. So I started getting comfortable with that, knowing that it's not gonna fire. I did my research, of course. Then I was like, okay, let's just try putting one into the chamber. Let's rack one. And let's go to the corner store real quick. Went to the corner store, had a rack in my holster. I'm holding it. I was nervous, I won't lie. But what I remembered was that I did the research. I already know there's 3 safeties in the Glock. It's not going to go off unless I make it go bang. And of course, we just went through all the safeties and how it does that. So I went to the corner store. I come back home. I unrack it ASAP. Make sure there's nothing in the chamber. And I started doing that a few times. In a matter of a week, guys. Maybe less. But at most, it was a week. I was able to go ahead and lose that doubt of, yo, this thing's just going to go bang by itself. It just takes the knowledge and the research of getting comfortable of how your firearm works. They say knowledge is power. It's so true. So in a matter of a week, guys, I got comfortable. And that's how it works. And of course, I recommend having your firearm in a kydex holster so nothing can hit the trigger and make it go bang. Leather holsters work too. But as in any holster, you know, you have to inspect your holster the same way you inspect your firearm. We've heard of horror stories of leather holsters pulling on the trigger. Those have to be worn out holsters. But hey, anything can happen. But you just always have to inspect them. Inspect your holsters like you inspect your gun. And remember, like, we really went through just how the Glock really works and the safeties in the Glock and a little bit on the Sig. Every firearm's a little different. I don't know every firearm like that. So please do your research. Now there's other ways as well to get comfortable with carrying one in the chamber, like doing those little caps. Those little caps in the pistol that don't fire, but you can keep one in the chamber and it has the weight. You can do that too, but then you gotta spend a little bit of money out of pocket. And honestly, I really spend money on real ammo. So that's how I got comfortable with carrying one in the chamber. It's how I recommend you carry one in the chamber. There's definitely other methods and better ways of how to do it. And if you guys have any other ideas to add on to what I said or to correct me or anything, go ahead and put your thoughts and ideas in the comments section below. Everyone can greatly learn from that and, you know, benefit. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this video, guys. If you made it to the end, as always, thank you so much. Obrigado gozaimasu. Appreciate you taking time at the end of your day to go and spend it with me and learn how to go ahead and be more comfortable carrying one in the chamber. And hopefully I remove that doubt of how these things go bang. So of course, always do research on your firearm. Learn how they work. Get comfortable with it. And then, you know, you can always be ready to go, because I can't stress this enough, guys. If you ever get into an inconvenient circumstance, you know, God forbid, you have to be ready to go. And we never know when that's going to happen, so always be ready. If we did know when that was going to happen, that'd probably be the only day we use our firearm, but we don't. So have that advantage, guys. Always do your research. Finger discipline. Be cognitive of what you're doing. And hopefully I give you guys some steps on how to get more comfortable, because they definitely worked for me. So if you guys like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because it greatly helps support this channel. I thank you guys so much. Keep it locked, keep it loaded. I'm your boy Hustling Jules. Yeah, hustle never sleeps, baby. Woo! 2 videos in a day. Let's go.